Welcome to episode 9.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Lee.
And together, we're Bourbon Departed. Please smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for further updates.
Appreciate that. So, we got something interesting here that is kind of controversial that we see people either, I don't know, like or love or hate almost, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen much on it. I'm excited to try it, but I hear there's this big discrepancy or people are like wishy-washy about it. So
I don't know why. So, Erica bought this for us. She wanted us to do it in the show. Been saving it for a little while. It sat on the shelf for a little while, and now it's ready to go. It's sealed. We've never touched it. I don't have a whole lot of Willett experience. Do you have a lot of Willett experience? I don't really have a lot of Willett.
The only Willett experience I have is touching this bottle.
It's going to be
right
this
here.
touch? Ooh.
That's it. That's
this
the
pot
only
still?
Willett. That's it.
It is interesting.
It is a very unique bottle. I do like that.
This is OG retro pot still.
For sure.
So, do you know anything about the Willett situation? The Willett?
Zero.
All right. This goes, looking into this, won't get too in the weeds, right? But these guys, they go way back. I'm going to have to look this because I thought my notes would be mesmerizable.
Memorizable.
Memorizable.
You're so mesmerized.
I'm mesmerized.
You can't even speak.
Right. So I have a bunch of notes here. 1674. Yeah.
1674.
Yeah. Just think about that. Edward Willett goes to London to learn the pewter trade. You know pewter?
No, what is pewter?
So pewter is that soft silver metal that, you know, like Dungeons and Dragons little characters are made of. And
gotcha.
People used to, there was a time where pewter figurines were cool. And I think that
they're not cool anymore.
Well, they're not pewtery looking. I think people paint over them more than ever now.
Dungeons and Dragons are all like,
yeah,
they're plastic now, like 3D.
They might be plastic.
Probably 3D printed.
But there was a time where you would paint your, you know, there was some super detailed people. They'd have these pewter figurines. They could paint them and detail them. So I don't know what the pewter hotness was in the 1600s, but he goes there to learn the pewter trade, and he ends up doing really well. Now, in 1674 to 1684, 10 years later, he's about 33 years oldish, and he's allowed to strike his touch, I'll get into that, in the Pewter's Hall of Fame of London. So I looked into this touch
There's a
thing.
Pewter Hall of Fame?
There's a Pewter's Hall of Fame, basically.
Okay.
He's allowed to strike his touch, which is, you can see here on their website, on the Willett website, which is KentuckyBourbonWhiskey.com, in the history section, they show you his touch. That right there was strikeded in the Pewter's Hall of Fame. So at some point after that, right, in the 1600s, some of the family, I don't know if all the family, but they moved to Maryland. Okay. In 1792, Edward Willett, grandson of Edward Willett, who was the one in London, right? William Willett Jr. moves to Nelson County, Kentucky, the same year that Kentucky becomes a state. So 1792.
Right.
Now in the 1800s, it appears, this is where the John David Willett gets involved in making whiskey in Kentucky. So it looks like somewhere around in the 1800s, that's when the Willetts become involved in whiskey. In the early 1900s, Thompson Willett founded the Willett Distillery in Bardstown.
Okay.
All right, so we're going way back, right?
Yeah.
This is further back than probably any story discussion we've got into.
Right. No, for sure.
Right? 1936, 3 years after the repeal of Prohibition, the family breaks ground on their distillery, which was located on the family farm. And now...
Bardstown.
Yep.
Okay.
They must have had the family farm in Bardstown. So 1937, on St. Patrick's Day, they lay down their first barrel in Warehouse A. And Warehouse A is significant for them even current day because it was recently renovated, and I'll get into that. But so the 1940s, the Willets introduce, so they lay their barrels down 1937. 1940s, they finally get to introduce old Bardstown, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey to the world.
I don't have any patience, so that would be very hard for me.
That's typical. Like we've met that from a lot of our
Dude,
guys.
I can't even, like, I buy Christmas presents, birthday presents. I can't even wait till the actual holiday to give it.
You might have actually told them what's inside, right?
Yeah.
Way before.
Yeah, 100%. It happens with me and my wife all the time. We just buy stuff for each other and give it, and we have nothing to open on Christmas.
It's no surprise.
Nope.
Well, they were surprised because they ended up being a hit. They ended up making a great bourbon, right? In the 1960s, they developed Johnny Drum for a wholesaler in California. This was exclusive to them. Now, you and I tried Johnny Drum at the Bourbon Tasting Club a couple months ago, and we didn't know where it was from. We didn't really know. We never heard of Johnny Drum. Well, that's one of their babies, and it still is. Yeah, I had no idea this whole time.
Yeah.
Now, the same year, okay, these guys celebrate their 100,000th barrel.
100,000.
100,000th barrel in the 60s.
In 1 year.
In the 60s. So no, they lay down in 37. They make a product in the 40s. 20 years later, 100,000th barrel.
We go 100,000.
100,000. I know 1,000 is a big deal for family-owned distilleries. That's huge.
Yeah.
And these guys did 100,000. Now, in 1964, Old Bardstown, that flagship, right?
Yep.
Wins a gold medal at the Kentucky State Fair. That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. It's like having the biggest pig at the fair.
Right. Right.
Measure that thing. The sucker's fat. They're like, here you go. Here's your gold medal.
Right.
Except you had to wait for 20 years.
Yep. And those big pigs can take that long.
Yeah.
They live longer than humans.
Yeah.
Or a floppy-eared rabbit. You know?
Like a long, floppy-eared rabbit. Like,
right.
How long? You have the rabbit with the longest ears.
Yeah. You win.
Yeah.
Gold medal. So.
I would like to win a gold medal sometime on, I don't know, maybe drinking bourbon. Hey, here's your gold medal.
I'll raise
drinking the most bourbon.
Listen, if I can get a gold medal for the wall from a floppy-eared rabbit, I'll start now. We'll raise one, plump them up.
A bourbon departed rabbit?
Yeah, bourbon departed rabbit. He might. Do you have that one that long? He could wear a little T-shirt.
We could get him a little T-shirt.
Yeah.
Is it like bad to give it bourbon? Can they drink bourbon? Probably not. It's probably Peter would probably.
His little front teeth might chip the Glencairn.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not worth it. No. Now, what's weird about this is in 1964 they win this gold medal, but there was some sort of a bourbon downturn after that.
Really?
Yes. Shortly after this winning streak, right? The 70s bourbon market crashes. Yeah.
Not good for business.
Now there appears to be a break in the Willett family-run business, okay?
Okay.
You had all these Willets after Willett after Willett after Willett running the distillery. And you can see the photos. These guys take this as they took it very seriously, like a business.
Yeah, I mean,
they're well dressed.
Business.
Yeah, they're very well dressed. They took it very seriously. suit, tie. They look great every day. They weren't walking around in overalls.
Gotcha.
So what happens is Evan Colsveen. Who
is Evan?
I hope Evan, I haven't butchered your name. Evan Colsveen marries Martha Willett, and they assume leadership of the company.
What a turn of events.
Right. So about 20 years later. So we had a little of a dead area. But what it sounds like, though, is there was barrels laid down. There was still rick houses. There was still, they called them warehouses.
They just weren't selling.
Yeah. So they luckily had bourbon sitting there. And this bourbon, from what I understand, was from this. A lot of this was made from this original still. Which now happens is that thing was shut down.
Really?
Yeah, they shut that pour still shuts down. It just the business downturn. This original pot still that this bottle's made after, which is allegedly the dynamics of this bottle are equal to the blueprints of that still.
That's pretty cool. That's legit.
Right. It's equalities of everything you see is equal to the original still. So to get revenue going, right? They end up getting back, using probably some spirits that have been laid down, and they launched this in 2008. So that comes out in 2008, and in 2012 they officially did kind of like a restart, okay, which incorporated the use of this original copper pot still. And then that same year in 2012, they lay down barrel number 1 for the first time again.
With the new still.
Right. Well, no, they start over. I'm sure they have other stills, right? This poor still can't handle like that bottle.
Right.
So they end up rebooting this distillery. In 2012, they lay down their first barrel. It took 2 years. In 2 years, they celebrated their 10,000th barrel.
Okay.
10,000th barrel. Now, in 2017, this is where the history ends because you can see from their site what I'm getting this from. They end up in 2017 celebrate their 25,000th barrel. Didn't take very long, right? 5 years, you can have 25,000th barrel laid down. It took before, 20 to get to 100?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're close to the same track record, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, as you can see, like the Willett name or its descendants have been involved all the way up in the 1800s to now. It's pretty cool.
They go back pretty far.
Right, and they did this
back before bourbon was cool.
Right. And they suffered, they were smart about probably not wanting to deal with prohibition, not wanting to deal with all that stuff, and probably they just socked their money away or planned for that to be, end, and boom, they strike. Did you
wear socks back then?
They were like short socks and like the tassels. I think they had tassels. I think those tassels.
What year was it that they wore like the little clogs with little wood chips on the bottom? That's what lifts you out. Your sole of your shoe is 2 little square pieces of wood.
I think that was back sandal. That was the Danish prior to them coming to the United States, I believe.
Okay, so I'm completely off.
Oh yeah, no, they don't use that no more. That won't last on the streets. We're a concrete jungle in the United States. You imagine that? You'll wear those things down so quick, unless you're a tap dancer or some sort of thing, you're going to ruin.
You'd pretty much go to Publix and they'd be gone.
It would never last.
No,
it'd never.
They'd probably catch fire in Florida, honestly.
Absolutely.
Like 190
the heat?
degrees.
Oh, you strike that thing up against something.
Yeah.
That is flammable. It's over. Now look, these guys. They have the list of what they're making. They've got our Willett pot still. They got the Willett family estate 4-year rye. They have a Willett wheat. They have estate bottled bourbon. They have
Johnny Drum.
Which we tried. Did you like it?
I don't remember.
I thought we liked the Johnny Drum. And Old Bardstown, which I'm interested in this, anything bottled in bond. I'm going to look for that.
We do like the bottled in bond.
I'm going to look for that. Our friend Greg said Rowan's, I believe he said he likes Noah's Mill or Rowan's Creek. He said he likes one of these a lot. And I don't know where he sampled it when maybe he was in Kentucky, but
most likely
he did like that.
Well, dude, let's get into tasting this thing. My mouth is pretty dry.
All right. Well, we've never sampled this. We don't know anything about it.
Nothing.
Other than maybe good or bad opinions.
Right.
I don't know.
I've seen both, honestly. You know, like there's so much of both.
Like I would have to think a family caring this much about something, right?
The product
caring
have
something
to be good.
You would think, and I have to wonder, like, how much of this came from that prior
recipe.
Right, the prior shutdown. Like, how much of this? If it is, then this is history, right? If some of this came from that original 1964 era where there was a downturn, hey, this place ain't making money, but at least they didn't give it up.
Right. That's like a stock, I guess.
Well, from what I understand is Evan got it was some sort of an auction.
Oh, okay.
There was some sort of auction, but he had the willpower to at least grab this place and not lose it because he could see the tradition. So, and then he ends up marrying one of the Willets.
Right.
So it wasn't like, luckily it kind of stayed in the family, right?
Yeah.
So this is a cool looking bottle, right?
It is very cool.
Looks like you got real wood on the top. We got a cork, 94 proof, and handmade by master craftsmen using same time-honored methods in the art of distilling, handed down from one generation to the rest, made from pure limestone spring water, carefully selected grains, and proprietary strains of yeast. Oh, that was another thing. When they started laying down those new barrels, they were sour mash. It says on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So aged in a new white oak casks until fully mature, bottled by hand at the peak of perfection in taste, quality, and aroma. Please enjoy in moderation.
Moderation.
Yeah, little warning. I don't know if they said that back in the day.
Yeah. It was medicine back in the day.
It was medicine.
Yeah.
Looks like there is a batch number on the 22C51. Small batch made in Kentucky, batch 22C51. Cool. So it is unique in a way, right?
Yeah.
It's probably...
We'll have to do more research on that batch or whatever.
Yeah. So...
Open this
I will
sucker.
pour you...
Would you be so kind as to pour me some Willett?
I will pour you some Willett family... Oh, there we go. That's a tough little seal. All right, buddy. Ooh, that came out nice. Oh, it's not cork. Faux cork. Faux cork. Ooh, hear that? Quite the gurgle there. Oh, I can smell it. Can you smell that a little bit?
It smells sweet.
I smell it from here.
Whoa, it's enjoy in moderation.
In moderation. Oh boy. When you tilt this, yeah. I broke the family tradition already.
Oh, God. No.
Man. Do you smell it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not too hot.
No, it's actually really, like, not hot at all on the nose.
Because it's 94.
It smells like creamy and smoothie. Like if that could be a smell, I don't know.
Well, the gentleman on their site says the nose is vanilla lemon cake.
I can see that. It's very It's very smooth, and I don't know. I smell it's the fruitiness or something.
Do you smell the vanilla lemon cake?
I don't know. I guess like after you think of that, maybe a little bit, but
vanilla lemon cake.
It just smells. I can smell the vanilla, but I can also smell fruitiness. And it doesn't burn your nostrils either.
No.
Especially for like around a 94 proof, you know.
I like the fruit. Dried fruit.
Yeah. Does it say it smells like dried fruit, or is that what you're pulling?
Well, we'll go to this gentleman who has done a more thorough at breaking bourbon. Summer fruits highlighted by ripe cherry and a pinch of citrus envelop a mingling of vanilla and dry oak. A faint hint of buttered popcorn lingers in the background, along with a dash of sweet honey.
Buttered popcorn.
Quite the combo. I get it all. You tell me that, and I believe it. Actually, I'm influenceable on that.
Let's taste this sucker. Dude.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this, dude. How long have we been? This is.
Dude, I know. I'm struggling holding back.
All right.
I don't know. Right off the bat, I have to think about it.
It hit me with a few different things.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
No, it tastes good.
I like it. Absolutely. I'm not going to hold it out anymore, but I like it.
It hits you up front a little bit, kind of knocks you back. And it I can't really taste anything at first, and then after you swallow it, it takes a couple seconds, and then it hits you. I feel like I could taste some maybe dried fruits or something like that, and not too much oak. It's very creamy.
Are you getting a really maybe powerful oaky finish?
Me, no.
I'm getting some sort of a strong finish that, this gentleman believes the palate, honey and caramel combine to form a sweet note against a light punch of spice and zesty citrus. The bourbon mingles to deliver just enough potency to captivate the audience. However, it offers a relatively thin mouthful.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't taste an awful lot. Like I don't. This one's hard for me. I don't know why. It's just hard for me.
Is it almost, if I would have gave this to you and not told you anything, would you think it's younger?
Yes.
Maybe.
How many years is it?
I don't know, bro. It's a straight bourbon. I mean, I
enjoy the taste.
I do. They must be mingling,
like
probably an older with a younger.
I taste like caramel, and vanilla. Like those are the two most of what I taste is caramel and vanilla, and a slight oak. But other than that,
almost feels younger, right?
Yeah.
For the price point, maybe.
Yeah.
It's good.
No, it's good. I can sit here and drink this.
I like it. I like the history behind it. I like the heritage.
Yeah, for sure.
I like the folklore of wondering where this actually sat and how long they had it, or are they using 20-year-old stuff with a little bit of new stuff,
knows? Right. That would be cool, though.
You're right. Who knows? I think that's kind of cool, like just to dream about, like how far back this goes.
I think I want to slap some water in it.
See that?
See if it brings out some flavors.
I think
it brings out the oak and the vanilla.
I think it draws out and it actually lasts longer.
Yeah. Yeah. The flavor lasts longer.
There's supposed to be a finish of a rye spice surge followed by a delicate sprinkling of cinnamon. And we're back to some buttered popcorn.
I can taste the cinnamon.
Yeah. The finish lingers, leaving an agreeable spicy note.
Yeah, it definitely lingers with some spice there.
Oh.
But good spice, like not overpowering.
So his intel shows that this is rumored to be around 8 to 10 years old when it was initially released, but now it is unknown.
It's like it's not the darkest.
No, I mean, I could almost bamboozle you with like a 2-year, something high quality 2-year that we like. You know, I won't name anything, but if I put the 2, I mean, you're kind of gonna, we know them, but
right.
If you were a new person, maybe I could. Hey, how old do you think this is to this? But that may be why there is these discrepancies in reviews.
There might, you might be right on that. That's an interesting point.
We got a decent one. I mean, a good one. I mean, I like it. It's
not bad at all.
No.
I do like the more you drink, you can taste the rye spice on the back.
Yeah.
Like after a couple sips, it sits with you there for a little bit.
Yeah, you'd almost.
But good rye, like not like you don't like it's not overpowering rye.
Right.
It's like it's there, but it's enough to please you.
Yeah, because I'm still only in love with the rye that hit you with sweet later. I'm still not happy with the only spice. I like it though. We could drink this. Actually, I'm gonna probably go another drip full. I'm curious about this.
A little drippy do.
A little drippy do of the half. Let's try this.
Yeah, I think definitely not drinking responsibly, but we don't like to drink responsibly.
Well, don't tell Great Grandpa Willett.
Grampy Willett.
No. When you add the drips though, when you add a little water, you lose some nose.
Do you?
Yeah. It almost fires up the alcohol, and you don't have the notes. See if you agree. Still delicious to taste, though.
It's hard for me not to like bourbon.
Yeah. You'd have to mix it with gasoline for me and you maybe to not like it, but...
Even then, I don't know. If it started off as bourbon, I'd probably still like it.
Yeah, if it didn't make you sick, I mean, it might just be like, move on. I like it.
I'd never put it in my car, though.
Well, if you needed to. It's kind of good to know you can drink it or run your car.
Yeah, but that's a waste of bourbon,
What would you rather, walk and drink the bourbon or drive?
Sure. 100%.
Oh, you'd rather
maybe put it in the gas tank.
A schmidge,
but also put a straw in the gas tank that goes one of those bendy straws,
like a Camelback gas tank all the way situation
through the front window.
So the Jeep and you are running on in the same thing.
Correct.
Then you have a winner. If only someone could invent that, Elon. I like it.
It's good.
I just would have liked to be convinced it was a little older. That's it.
Same.
Yeah. I like it.
Oh, when you add a lot of water, it really brings out the caramel.
I'm getting more spice, man. Spice just came out like.
Mine's the opposite. I
you got more caramel.
Diluted the spice, but it's really.
In the beginning, I had
caramel
some
smell and taste.
I think it's cool. We've been doing these, openings with having no clue what they taste like.
Yeah,
they haven't aired out. It's just what a normal buyer is going to feel.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. Because the
sure.
first impressions are everything.
No, 100%. Like that, to me right there, tells me if I'm going to buy something again, or if this is going to sit on the shelf for people to come over and,
Yeah, pour it on them so they can get rid of it.
You're like, hey, this is a really great bottle. I paid a lot for it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't taste good.
This is highly rated.
To me.
Finish it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today. Again, this I would recommend. Would you recommend?
I would. I mean, it's if you want to experience it. I'm not enthused by the price point for it.
Was it 64?
It was in the 60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not thoroughly.
I don't know if I would pay 64 for it.
Yeah, I'll put it up
because I've tasted a lot better stuff for less. Not knocking on this, like it does taste good.
Right.
But I don't know if it's 64 price range.
I would.
But it could be different price depending on where you're at. So
if you want some heritage, you want
and a cool bottle.
Cool bottle. It will look good. The base takes up some space. Like you got to, reorganize maybe your collection. But the heritage behind it. Yeah. I mean, I just wish it would taste a little older. That's all.
Yeah. I wish it would have a little bit more taste profile. Like I don't really get too much from it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just I'm having an off day or something. I don't know, but I didn't really get too much. It was good sipping. Like I could sit here and drink this, but definitely wasn't too flavorful as I thought it would.
Right. I could flip you to a 2.5 year, and you might not even know the difference. I mean, not to knock them. There is its own. Yeah. Which they got their own amazing water coming out of there. They got their own. I like the heritage. They very selective grains. Yeah. If you want to have a straight bourbon whiskey, has not been tarnished by a real company, a real name, a real family, and you want security in that, then the price point works. Yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of junk. And this is not junk.
No, definitely not. Well, overall, I would definitely rate this. What would you rate it at? Probably maybe a 3.5, 4, maybe.
Out of
5.
Yeah, let's give it a 3 because you're going to break the median of the center. I totally agree with that. It would be a 4 if it gave me a little more age feeling. Yeah. And obviously it'd be a 5 if it threw something at me that I've never, tasted before.
3. I'm comfortable with 3.
Yeah, definitely in the 3s. Yeah. It's fun. It's cool. I like it. We'll sip this again. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Well, smash that like button and subscribe, please. We're always trying to grow the podcast, so enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.